Hey, life groups. Man, I'm so glad that you are connected into the lifeblood of Liverpool One Church by being a part of a life group. We all know that we learn in rows, but we grow in circles. So thanks so much for just your trust and your willingness to be a part of the community. This Sunday, we were speaking about a series that we started just the other week called Fake News. We've been dispelling the myth, the idea of this phrase that we all use, and I know you do too. And it's the phrase of, it is what it is. It's a phrase that really means, it is what it is, so nothing's gonna change. It is what it is. My dad was like that. His dad's dad was like that. I'm probably gonna be like that. It kind of carries this sentiment of how nothing good is gonna happen from whatever it is that we're facing. And actually that sentiment, even though we see it similarly brought to our attention in scripture, is something that is the complete opposite of what our faith life should actually consist of. On Sunday, we contrasted two stories. Numbers 13, which is when the spies went and scouted out the land of Canaan. It was the promised land that God had given them, and yet they never actually moved into it because they came out and said, it is what it is. The giants of Anak are too big. The cities are too well fortified. We'll never get in there. And we looked at how it derailed their God-given journey that he had for them for 40 years. And we looked at that and contrasted it against 1 Samuel 17, David, the young shepherd boy, who when he fought his descendant of Anak, Goliath, he ended up being victorious in battle, and he was the saving grace for the entire nation of Israel. Why? Because he understood something about himself. And whereas the Israelites in Numbers 13 said, it is what it is, David said about himself, I am the exception. And I think that that's really the truth that we want everyone to walk away knowing after today's message. We want you to walk away knowing, trusting, and believing that you're the exception too. God has a history of making people his exception. So whenever you're facing a challenge in your family, in your work, no matter whether it's financial or whether it's health or whatever's going on, remind yourself of something that's so fundamentally true that if you forget it, you're going to derail yourself for maybe years, maybe decades even, like they did in Numbers 13. But if you remember it, you can be victorious and move forward like David. And the truth is that you are the exception. Have a great night at Life Group tonight. But maybe one starting question that I'd like to pitch to you all is, have you ever experienced a time and a season where you felt God's hand of grace and favor on your life, that maybe you've walked out of an interview, or maybe you've walked out of something that you were facing and you felt like, I am God's exception? And if you do, share it with the group. Can't wait to see you next Sunday in church. Have a great week, guys.